what's up, guys? I've had a lot of requests about modes and how to understand them, how to use them, how to play them, how to practice them, the whole ball of wax. So today I'm just going to outline the major scale, because the major scale is where all of the 7 modes come from. There are other kinds of modes besides the modes from the major scale, but this is where you want to start to understand really all of the modes that you'll ever need, or really all the modes that exist. So the major scale is where you want to start, and I think the key of C major is a good place to get into this. So I'm just going to outline the scale and show you the fingering and talk about some ways to kind of implement it. Okay, so the note C, if you haven't checked out my other videos about how to find the notes, I would recommend checking that out before getting into this lesson. But so the note C, starting on the 8th fret, and what we're going to do is create a 5 fret stretch with this. So we're going to go from the 8th fret up to the 12th fret. So that's 8, 10, 12, and then the next string is 8, 10, 12. The next string is 9, 10, 12. The next string is 9, 10, and then 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so that's... and then going backwards. Okay, some people like to finger it with the 3rd finger to the 4th finger, and others, like myself, like to do 1, 2, 4. So figure that out for yourself. There's no right or wrong. However, I will point out that doing it with the 2nd finger, what that allows you to do is keep these, or keep your 2nd finger on the 10th fret and your 4th finger on the 12th fret. And the only finger that's changing frets is your 1st finger. So it goes, and then right here, your 1st finger goes to the 9th fret. So it's kind of a clean way, finger-wise, of fingering the scale. But there really is no right or wrong. That's just what I would recommend if it feels good to you. So one thing you'll notice is the low E string, 8, 10, 12, is the same as the high E string. And that's true for all of the modes. So the modes are going to be built from each one of those degrees. So one thing that I would encourage you to do is to think about not only that pattern, but also the degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that brings you back on 1. 1 being the note C. The different notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, and that brings you back on C. So once you get to C, then it's the same order of notes. So then it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then the high E string is C, D, E. And like I said, each one of those is a function. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a very important part of understanding the modes, is relating the different degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to the root of the scale. See, some scales, some modes are going to have flat 3 or flat 6. So there's going to be alterations based on the major scale. So once you have that pattern under your fingers, it's great for technique to, practice playing up and down the scale. But what I would recommend doing is, once you have the pattern, once you figure out, once you have that, is to try to make music with it, like I demonstrated at the beginning of this video. Because you don't want to just get caught up in playing patterns up and down, because if you do, then when it comes time to really make music, you're going to kind of be stuck in playing patterns. So it's really important that you spend time with scales that you're learning, spend time making music with it, and that could be with melodies, or with playing more than one note at a time. So you can do all sorts of creative stuff. I mean, that's just 2 examples there, what you can do with the major scale. But try to be creative with it. That's something I encourage all of my private students, is once you learn something, once you learn a chord progression or you learn a scale, whatever it is, yeah, to try to make music with it, be creative with it. All right, guys, I will continue this in other sections because there's a lot to get to with the modes, and I will see you guys next time.